Well, welcome to Pirate Booty here at Casa de Kel in August 2015. Yeah, 15th, I think. Okay, I'm going to go over real quick how I pulled out the portholes. It's not hard. I used a hammer, one of the paint scrapers, and a thin razor blade and a chisel. They came out. Not that big a deal. What you're taking out is these. These are called Hosing ports. You've seen them in boats. They raise up, etc., etc. Alright, there's two seals you need to worry about. This is the outside of the boat. This is the seals that break. Once you seal these in this way, that is where I used the butyl tape. Nice and solid, because as it comes around the hole you've cut, there's a little gap and that butyl tape fills it in nicely. All it took were those basic tools and this came off pretty good. Once I had them out, it was just a simple matter of using the chisel to scrape away the loose material and apply goo off to get the tiniest little film off, and then I lightly sanded. These were relatively easy to clean up. As you see, there's no material on them. I did the same thing. I chiseled what I could get off, I used goo off and cleaned this up, and then put it back in and resealed it with a butyl and locked it down. I then applied a bead around the top here with Life Seal. Now I'm going to give you a trick on Life Seal. As you see here, you always have people say just use your finger and skim along the top, right? You'll just put that bead and it'll just go like magic. If you don't cut that bead on the Life Seal, or any caulking for that matter, thin, about the size of a pencil, you get enough to form a colony of, I don't know, white things. It's huge. The secret is this. Here's what happens when you use your finger. Not pretty, is it? No. What you do is actually tape with painter's tape to just about a 1/4 inch above this seal. So just you give a tiniest little gap of paint. You can see where this is going. Apply your bead, very thin, then smooth it with your finger about half. Have a paper towel, clean your finger, keep going, clean your finger, and then lightly smooth it over. Once it is done, you pull the tape away and you have a perfect bead. Like this. Of my 7 portholes that I'm fixing, 2 of them are big windows and 4 are these Hosing ports. The problem was when I pulled it, this happened. The other one cracked in 2, this one cracked into 5 pieces. These cost about $80 at Amazon. So as long as they're universal, and I have to check on that, I'm going to buy 2 new ones, because what has happened over the years is this seal right here. It gets dry. As much as I had this locked down, when I actually watched the water, I could see it come right along here, because guess what? This is where the screen is, right? So the water comes in this way and just went right through this seal. So the water's here. Make sense? So if you can imagine that, and then it just came down, drip, drip, drip. So I finally figured that out by using towels to see where is this water coming from. You didn't see it on the black. So that was where my leak is, the seals. Doing the math, I can spend $40 and get some new material. I can go re-caulk it again, but I'm coming very close to simple $80 and buy new ones, which I'm pretty much going to do. Alright. Once I replace those 2 portholes, what I'm going to do is, again, the shower test with my hose and make sure nothing freaking leaks. I'm very happy, and I think that'll be pretty good, because I've got the cloth now for the cushions. I'll show you the picture. The boat looks like this once I cleaned it out. I'll roll the video down here. Everything actually is in pretty good shape. I laugh because it's things you don't see. The plumbing works, the electricity works, the water works. what people want to see is that bright shiny paint and bright shiny cushions. The big plan for the next weekend is to put 2 new portholes in, lock those down, test the water. During the week, I brought my cabin step back up because that's messed up. I'm going to refinish that before I take it back to the boat. I can climb up on the boat, on the counter, and get in and out of the boat. I'm not too worried about that. I've got to figure some way to cover that because I'm going to be going all over painting, because as you'll notice, all my cushions, just take them off and take them out. I'm happy. It was so funny today as I'm leaving the marina. I'm taking everything out of the boat. It's so much junk. Anybody that restores boats, they know this. And the 2 guys have the boats across from me. They ask, and they're Spanish, you know, don't forget we're Miami here. So you're going to, you're sailing your boat? And I said, yeah, I've taken it out a couple of times. It works, it's fine. I'm making it pretty. Oh, so you're sailing your boat? I'm like, yeah, no. Are you selling your boat? Because they saw me moving everything out, right? Like I'm giving up. And I was like, no, senor, no, it's me more, it's my love, it's my life, you know? Because people just assume, even people down there that own boats, it's like they see people working on it and they give up. So let's close with that little thing about giving up. I'm not going to tell you today and yesterday when I pulled the portholes out and I see this honeycomb. It's very interesting how the boat builders did it. 2 good, 1/4-inch fiberglass panels, solid enough. What they would put in would either be foam, or back in the 60s, it was just 1/2 inch, fiberglass, solid as rock. This had like corrugated support. So in other words, if you push the 2 pieces together, that was just enough to give that honeycomb to give it some support. The guy did a strange thing when he put this in. This side, if water gets past this seal, right, and the seal goes here, if it gets past here, it gets into your boat. What he did, in case you can't see all the gump here, this is sitting across the pleather that makes the inside of the cabin. He made it where the water would go into the boat. He didn't want to fix like what I'm doing. And so if you go now, this thing is 8 feet long, 1 inch wide, and about 2 feet tall. That whole array, I can stick my hand in it, it's empty. That honeycomb material has just broken, right? Another episode you're going to see, and I stole this from, what's that boating guy's name? I can't remember. He does great work on the, the skiffs and everything. But it's called pour and fill mixture. Part A, part B, and it foams like no tomorrow. Gets a nice hard, you can almost carve it, but it's to, what I want to do is fill that void. When water tries to even come in, I don't want it to get in. That's going to cost about $150 to do both sides. But how much do cushions cost? How much does paint cost at 40 bucks a quart? I'm going to have to now repaint. And if I remember right, I used 3 quarts of primer and 3 quarts of epoxy, white epoxy, and that is 6 quarts at $40 a quart, 250 bucks. 150 to fill the void, 250 to paint it. You do the math, right? So I'm not mad that I found that one little thing, because you'll see me in the video, I'm like, oh, what the heck, man, I thought the core had rotted out. Until I stopped and looked at the pictures, I saw it's just honeycomb, and boat builders will do anything to shortcut. You saw boats during the last hurricane here, fiberglass solid, like most parts would handle it, but they do a lot of them since the 80s, like M&Ms, thin shell, and foam in the middle. Those just broke. You'd see big holes in them and long cracks, and so I had known about these building techniques. So I'll fill that. That's gonna be fun because I'm gonna have to cut little holes at the top outside. This pour and fill, it kicks in about 20 seconds, and you got 15 more seconds to pour it out. And then it starts expanding like crazy. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, it's Frisco Boaters. Yeah, check that guy out. I learned a lot from his boat building techniques. So I'm gonna get, painting will be done over the next 2 weekends. Once the water's tight, repaint all inside the boat. Now, once I get that all shiny and nice, I'm going to turn around. The aft part, I got some good pictures I'll show you here. Looks pretty good. Where you sit, you know, where my speakers are, etc., etc. So now I'm going to paint forward, and that's going to be another probably 3 quarts of each. So that's going to be, this painting can get expensive, but it's good for 5 years. And it makes the boat look so good. If you see the difference, like check this picture out. Just look at how much duller that one is versus the other ones. Okay, so I got some exciting projects because this boat now is coming together. Like a lot of boat restorations, it's a friggin' mess that all of a sudden it just comes alive. Because guys, you don't see all the hard work you do on your structure and your portholes and your electrical and your plumbing, and you do everything. And then all of a sudden one day, you're gonna be like me the next couple of weeks. You put pretty cushions in there. You put some nautical things on the wall. You put some music. You know, you put something in the bird to make it look kind of romantic, and voila, the magic of sailing just jumps at you. So don't get discouraged. Don't sell the boat. You know? And I'm really looking forward to this next couple of weeks because this is when the boat comes up. I got an October 1st deadline, and I think I'm going to make it. So with that, from Casa de Kel, keep on pushing, and for those that are sailing, keep posting those videos, and for those that are thinking, jump into this and enjoy it. I'm having so much fun it hurts. And with that, I'll be drinking beer, but it's hot out here in Florida today. I salute you. Carry on. Pirate Booty, out.
I've got dreams to remember. I've got dreams to remember.
Well, that's all, folks.